Dear Aries, July 24th arrives with an energy that feels noticeably different from the previous few days. From the moment you wake up, you may sense that something is changing, not only in the world around you but deep within yourself. The universe is encouraging you to stop looking backward and begin focusing entirely on what lies ahead. Recent disappointments, unanswered questions, and delayed plans no longer deserve the amount of attention you've been giving them. Instead, today marks the beginning of a new phase, one where your courage once again becomes your greatest advantage. You have always been someone who moves forward despite obstacles. Even when life becomes difficult, your natural determination refuses to let you remain in one place for very long. Today, that strength becomes even more noticeable. Situations that recently felt confusing begin making sense, and you slowly realize that every delay has been preparing you for something much bigger than you originally imagined. The morning carries powerful motivation. You'll feel a desire to organize your priorities, complete unfinished tasks, and move closer to goals that have remained on hold. Don't ignore this feeling. The energy surrounding today supports action, productivity, and fresh beginnings. Professionally, July 24th becomes one of the strongest days you've experienced this week. Your confidence naturally attracts attention, and people begin noticing the leadership qualities you've always possessed. Whether you're employed, managing a business, or searching for new opportunities, today's planetary alignment encourages progress. If you've been working hard without receiving much recognition, expect that situation to begin changing. Supervisors may compliment your recent efforts, coworkers may seek your advice, or someone influential could recommend you for a responsibility that brings long-term rewards. If you're considering changing jobs, updating your resume, applying for a promotion, or starting your own business, today supports careful but confident action. Don't allow fear to convince you that you're not ready. You are far more prepared than you think. An unexpected conversation may completely change your professional outlook. Someone may introduce you to a project, partnership, or opportunity that initially appears small, but eventually becomes one of the biggest turning points of your career. Business owners should also remain alert. A new customer, marketing idea, investment opportunity, or collaboration may appear today. Continue focusing on quality because your reputation is becoming one of your greatest assets. Communication flows naturally throughout the day. Meetings become productive, negotiations improve, and your ability to inspire others makes teamwork much easier than usual. Financially, today's energy brings encouraging signs. If you've been waiting for delayed payments, business profits, bonuses, or financial news, positive developments may begin appearing sooner than expected. Although the financial outlook looks promising, the universe also encourages discipline. Avoid making impulsive purchases simply because your mood improves. Think beyond today's excitement and focus on building lasting financial stability. This becomes an excellent day to organize your budget, review monthly expenses, strengthen your savings, or begin planning larger investments. If you've been thinking about purchasing property, investing in education, expanding your business, or improving professional skills, today's planning could eventually produce remarkable rewards. Remember that every successful financial future begins with wise decisions made during ordinary days like today. Money should create freedom, not stress. Someone close to you may also offer practical financial advice. Listen carefully because even a simple suggestion could help you avoid unnecessary mistakes. Emotionally, today becomes one of healing. Without fully realizing it, you've spent too much time carrying burdens that no longer belong in your life. Old disappointments, past mistakes, broken expectations, people who failed to appreciate your loyalty. The universe gently reminds you that none of these things deserve control over your future. Every difficult experience taught you something valuable. Now it's time to use those lessons instead of continuing to relive the pain. You may suddenly realize that you're becoming much stronger than you were only a few months ago. Situations that once would have completely upset you now seem much easier to handle. That quiet emotional growth becomes one of today's greatest victories. Your confidence also begins returning. Not because life suddenly becomes perfect, but because you're finally remembering your own strength. Love receives beautiful support throughout July 24th. If you're already in a relationship, today encourages honesty, patience, and emotional closeness. Recent misunderstandings can easily be resolved if both of you focus on understanding each other instead of trying to prove who was right. Your partner may quietly need more reassurance than usual. Offer encouragement. Listen carefully. Express appreciation. Simple words spoken sincerely today could strengthen your relationship more than dramatic romantic gestures. Consider spending quality time together without distractions. Go for a walk. Share dinner. Watch the sunset. Talk about future dreams instead of yesterday's problems. These quiet moments create lasting memories. If you're single, today's energy becomes especially exciting. Someone may unexpectedly enter your life through work, social events, travel, mutual friends, or even an ordinary conversation that suddenly feels unforgettable. There is immediate chemistry, easy communication, mutual respect, and a feeling that you've known each other much longer than reality suggests. Don't rush. Allow trust to develop naturally. The strongest relationships are rarely built through speed. They're built through consistency. Someone may also secretly admire you without revealing their feelings. Pay attention to people who consistently make time for you. Sometimes actions reveal emotions much more clearly than words. If you're still recovering from previous heartbreak, today's message becomes especially meaningful. Stop believing that every new person will repeat someone else's mistakes. Your future deserves a completely fresh beginning. Leave old pain where it belongs, in the past. Family life also receives supportive energy. A conversation with parents, siblings, or relatives could restore harmony if recent misunderstandings have existed. Spending time with loved ones helps you feel emotionally grounded again. Someone in your family may also share encouraging news that gives everyone a reason to celebrate. Friendships become another important source of motivation today. A close friend may inspire you with practical advice, introduce you to a valuable opportunity, or simply remind you how much you've grown. Choose people who celebrate your success instead of competing with it. Health remains generally positive, although your body reminds you to balance enthusiasm with proper rest. Aries often pushes forward without realizing how much energy has already been used. Today encourages healthier routines. Drink enough water. Exercise regularly. Eat nourishing meals. Protect your sleep. Even the strongest people perform better after proper recovery. Mental health deserves equal attention. Avoid unnecessary arguments. Limit negative influences. Spend a few quiet moments reflecting on everything you've already accomplished this year. Spiritually, today's intuition becomes especially powerful. Your first impression about people or situations will likely prove accurate. Trust your instincts. Pay attention to repeating numbers, unexpected coincidences, meaningful dreams, or sudden feelings that seem impossible to explain. The universe often communicates through subtle signs rather than dramatic events. By the evening, you'll notice something remarkable. The worries that dominated your thoughts earlier this week begin losing their power. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, you begin imagining everything that could go right. That shift changes everything, because every successful future begins with belief. Before today comes to an end, the universe wants you to remember one important truth. You have survived every difficult season that once convinced you it would never end. Every obstacle strengthened your character. Every disappointment increased your wisdom. Every delay improved your timing. Nothing has been meaningless. Everything has prepared you for this next chapter. Continue believing in yourself. Continue trusting your decisions. Continue working toward your goals even when progress feels slow. Because success isn't measured by how quickly you arrive. It's measured by your willingness to keep moving when others decide to quit. Aries, today is not simply another ordinary day. It is another opportunity to become the person you've always known you could be. Walk confidently into tomorrow. Smile more often. Love without fear. Dream without limits. And remember that the universe has already begun opening doors that once seemed permanently closed. Your greatest victories are no longer somewhere in the distant future. They're getting closer with every courageous step you choose to take. And July 24th may become the day you later remember as the quiet beginning of something truly extraordinary.